Will, because you've bought Archie time, which is what you wanted, but now you need to make some real arguments, don't you, as to say, well, why can't I get these people in? Why can't we have an X-ray? Why can't we look at this again?
I would like that very much. I think that it's fair if they're that sure Archie's not going to wake up and they're that sure he's going to be in this vegetative state, that, again, a vegetative state, there's so many stories out there that we've got, like, thousands of stories where people are being told the same thing and they come back. Some come back in a vegetative state, but rehabilitation can correct that. That is reversible. Why have I got to stop loving my child? Because he's disabled. You know, again, the whole discrimination against disabled people.
So, I mean, you'd fight for any instance of life for him, wouldn't you?
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would completely be compassionate and understand why you would do that. But, I mean, Archie... We need to ask, really, how is he? We need to remind our viewers that he was this incredibly healthy, strapping little boy. He was quite an athlete, wasn't he? We've seen video of him boxing and all the rest of it. And yet you found him, and you think it was some sort of probably an accidental ligature or something, was it?
Yeah, so when I found Archie, I was in the bedroom. He's like 5 steps away from me. I've come out. And Archie's on the vanity. He's got a dressing gown underneath his neck, going around the top of the back of his head, not round his neck, around the back of his head. So my initial thing, obviously, after I started to think about it, was that his attempt, maybe he was holding the rabbit, maybe he was trying to walk down the stairs and just balancing so that he didn't fall and he slipped and it's gone straight through the windpipe, or
that there was some stupid dare that he got on the internet or something like that. But whatever, what condition was he in when you found him? Was he breathing?
No, he was unconscious.
No, he wasn't already. And then obviously taken to hospital. And how is he now? I mean, is he responsive in any way at all?
He is. He's responsive. He's not conscious. He's still in a coma. But people can be in comas for years.
Oh, yeah.
But they do eventually wake. This is the thing, it's not if they wake. Well, some do. Sorry,
some extraordinary cases do.
But if he's being responsive at all...
His response is via his blood pressure.
Right.
Bath time, his blood pressure goes up. He didn't like bathing anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
His blood pressure goes up.
And wasn't there instances where he actually did hold your fingers?
Yes, there's been many.
Oh, there we see it, yeah. And you felt that was a response?
Most definitely.
It wasn't just what the doctors might say as a sort of, I don't know, a reflex or something.
No, right, so this is another thing that was put to the court. The doctors attempted to reciprocate what I done, holding Mum's hand, and Archie didn't do it. Well, if it was a reflex, why did he not do it with the doctors? You know, if it's a reflex, the reflex would work, whoever holds his hand.
So there's got to be, I mean, presumably, a pretty strong case that you feel you can make to the Court of Appeal. But what are then the possibilities after that? I mean, I'm not saying if you lost that, because that's a different situation, but if you win that, what then happens?
Well, obviously, my whole thing the whole way along is to push for time for Archie. I do think that he's progressing in little ways. Things that he's gone from, obviously, the hospital had stopped his food. I had outside authorities come in and he started feeds again, and that's been told they're not allowed to stop his feeds again, and he lost over 2 stone in 5 weeks of being in that hospital. I've asked doctors why he's covered in hair. The doctor's answer was malnutrition.
Right.
Yeah, which again I'm quite surprised they did actually say that, because that's happened within that hospital. Now he's being fed, he's gaining weight. I don't know. He was supposed to.
How long has he been in this coma now?
13 weeks.
13 weeks. And I suppose a lot of people might say, well, how long would you let this go on for? Because people in comas their bodies their muscles deteriorate, don't they? That they do get apparently worse. So how long would you let this go on for before even you may be convinced that now is the time to say goodbye?
Well, I think according to the doctors, it's any day now. He's going to give up. That's what they've put over to the court. It's just a matter of time, and he's so unstable that it's going to be at any moment. He's not unstable at all. It's very different to what's been put over to the courts.
But